Welcome, everyone. Excited to have everyone here today. My name is Kate Deering. This is the iMBA iDegree program webinar. So if you're here for that, you're in the right place. We're going to kind of get started slowly here to let everybody have a chance to join. My name is Kate Deering. I am an assistant director at Gies Online Recruitment and Admissions at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. So very excited to represent Gies Online programs here today. We're going to talk a lot about Gies Online as a whole. The iMBA program include the curriculum, the application process. We're going to talk about a lot. So, but you know what? We're all friends here. So if you have questions along the way, please stop us. Add a question in the Q&A. I believe you can, let's see, can you raise your hand here? I'm not sure. We can check that feature out. But yeah, this is a great place to ask your questions. We are here. Allison Hodina is in, she's my colleague. She's in the chat. So she's going to be in the chat and the Q&A and answering all of your questions as they come. So, and then we will take time at the end to answer the rest of your questions. As you're watching, Allison, I'm going to have you throw the link to the brand new website. We did just launch a new website for Gies Online, so we're really excited. It turned out amazing. So check it out while you're watching today, and let us know what you think. So before I jump to the next slide, there is a QR code on your screen. If you are interested in hearing from us sooner than later, go ahead and scan that code. A little short form will pop up and you can fill in a couple details and we'll reach back out to you to just have a conversation with you. So great way to connect with us. Well, I'm jumping to the next slide. I'm actually curious where everyone's from. So I am going to, Allison, can you share the link to the poll? Go ahead and throw your dot on the map in that poll and let us know where you're located. And then we'll see, let me go ahead and activate that. It's kind of fun to see where everyone's joining from. Sai, where are you located?
I'm located in Texas, Austin.
Texas. All right, cool. Hopefully that's working. You just have to pull up either scan the QR code that Allison's sharing or the link. But while we're waiting, I'm going to have Sai introduce himself. We are so lucky today to have one of our current students as our guest. He is a current iMBA student, and he is going to answer questions throughout our time together today, just to give you a chance to hear directly from one of our students. So Sai, do you mind introducing yourself real quick?
Sure, thanks, Kate. Sorry for joining a couple of minutes late. I could not find the Zoom link. So myself, Sai, I started the program in March 2022, so like more than 1 year into the program so far. To give a bit of background about myself, I'm currently working as a machine learning engineer at Instacart. So I'm sure many of you might have used Instacart, especially during the pandemic, to online some groceries. So most of my background is in tech. Before Instacart, I worked at many different tech companies. A few of them are Google, Microsoft, and Cisco, where I mostly worked as a software engineer and machine learning engineer. So I was always curious and passionate to learn the business side of things and started this iMBA program. So far, I've been like thoroughly enjoying the program. It's very, I've been learning a lot. I feel there's a lot of value and quality in this program. So yeah, that's pretty much from quick introduction about me, and I'm happy to answer questions down the line.
Awesome, thanks, Sai. So Sai is part of our ambassador program, which is one of our programs that we'll talk about in a little bit, but great place to be able to network with your fellow students. They also help us a lot in hosting events like this, also speaking with prospective students on a one-on-one basis. So if you are interested in that, we can throw the link in the end of our time together. If you'd like to talk to somebody else that has maybe a similar background to you that can talk about the program and relate it to your background or your career. So okay, thank you for filling out that poll. As you can see on the screen, we've got people, we've got South America, we've got somebody from Africa, we've got a lot of people in the United States. So thank you for sharing that. That's always cool to see where all of our students are coming from. So I'm going to jump back into our agenda, and just to let you know kind of what we're going to cover today. We are going to talk a little bit, just as the first slide, about UIUC, or the University of Illinois, and then also the Gies College of Business. I want to just touch on those and just kind of give you an overview of what you're going to be getting involved with us. And then we'll talk about Gies Business Online. We'll give a program overview of the iMBA program. We'll definitely touch on curriculum, content, application, all of those things, and then we have plenty of time for the Q&A. One note on the Q&A, Sai is here too. If you have questions directly for Sai, we can answer those too, so don't hesitate to put those in. So why choose the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign? I just wanted to give you a first just little glimpse at some of the amazing things that the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign is known for. So it was founded in 1867, originally as one of the first public land grant institutions. This was actually after President Lincoln signed the Morrill Act in 1862. So the Gies College of Business has really taken this mission to heart within our smaller college, in how we are democratizing education and really trying to expand the opportunity to be educated globally. So I think we're really proud of that, and we do directly reflect UIC's mission UIUC's mission in that. A couple other things here, as you can see, 29 Pulitzer Prize winners came out of U of I, over 24 million library items. It's one of the largest public university libraries in the world. Lots of research money and development money have been spent. I thought it was interesting. It's rated the #1 as the most disability friendly US campus. So we're proud of that. And really this last one, I think, is what you all might be most interested in, is that there's 470,000 living alumni, one of the largest, or plus living alumni, I'm sorry, one of the largest alumni organizations. And so, if you decide to enroll in one of our credentials, you have the alumni backing, you have the resources of the University of Illinois behind you. So it's a really well-respected brand, and you are going to be part of that with the Gies College of Business. So taking that just one step further, check out some of these great stats on this page representing the Gies College of Business, where our credentials lie. Just a couple, we were named the #1 business school innovation of the decade by Poets and Quants. The MBA program of the year was announced just recently last year of all MBA programs, not just online. So we're really proud of that, and we are definitely going to discuss why today and some of the reasons why our program was chosen for that award. Dean Brown, his picture's on here. He was named Dean of the Year back in 2021 also. So yeah, some really great statistics there. So if you are joining us for the first time and you're a little bit unfamiliar with Gies, I did want to just share a couple qualities that make up Gies Online programs. And the first kind of pillar, I guess we'll call it, is flexibility. In this online environment where our mission is providing accessible education to working professionals, we really take the flexibility seriously. So that's what we built our program on. Our programs are fully online, meaning that there really is no travel requirements unless you want to. We always encourage visitors, but everything, all your coursework and group work is online. Gies courses are paced to fit your needs with 8-week terms, so that you can take one course, you can take two, depending on your life schedule, your work schedule. That's entirely up to you. The courses are designed to allow working professionals to attend live sessions during the week, and then kind of meet with your group and do some of your homework and your studying on the weekends, and then you're going to be turning your assignments in early the next week. So our work week kind of goes Wednesday to Sunday, so really flexible for all of our working professionals. And then lastly, super flexible in how we bill our tuition. We have a pay-as-you-go tuition model where you only pay for one course, the one that you're registered for, throughout your time with us in the program. So there's not a lump sum payment. You get to pay as you go, which I'll be honest, I like that kind of model in a lot of areas of my life financially. So excuse me. The second pillar is stackability. And so our credentials and online programs stack and work together depending on wherever you're at in your learner journey. So we're going to talk about in the next slide a lot of options that we have, and you know, those options include taking a single course like a MOOC, and we're going to talk about that for upskilling, or you can stack that course into a certificate for credentialing. You can then take that certificate and stack that into a master's degree. So this unique stackability allows you the option to test drive a course if you're not quite ready to dive in with us. And give you that chance. If you really love the experience, then you can build from there and decide whenever you're ready to add on that master's degree. So and then lastly, online by design. This just means that we did not adapt this program to be in this format like a lot of programs have, due to COVID and just the direction of, online programs or programs going virtual. We didn't do that. We designed this program to be delivered to thousands of learners worldwide back in 2016. So we created this highly engaging content that you can access anywhere, anytime, without giving up your career, your family commitments. Maybe you're in a bowling league and you want to do that at night. So you never have to kind of change up. I mean, you are going to have to change in that it is a big commitment, but you're not going to have to do any major changes in your lifestyles, I guess. It was also intentionally designed to have a lot of interactions with your University of Illinois faculty members, as well as students from all over the world. So just to take the stackable build one step further, this slide is a great illustration of what the Gies learner journey could look like for you if you took part in every step. Now, you don't have to do that. Some people just start with a master's degree. Some people start with the MOOCs. This first tiny orange block, that would be kind of representing a Coursera MOOC, which is a foundational building block in our program on the Coursera platform. These courses are going to give you specific foundational knowledge in a small skill set area. And then if you take two of those small orange blocks and bump them into that next dark blue box, that represents a 4-credit-hour course at Illinois through one of our credentials. What that does is add on an additional high engagement component to those two MOOCs, and then you have 4 credit hours of transcript credit at the University of Illinois. So another great option to try that out before you commit to either a graduate certificate or a master's degree. From there, you can stack several of those courses into a graduate level certificate, and those are going to give you a little bit more domain mastery in a specific topic, like strategic leadership and management or digital marketing. I'm going to get a little bit into these, but we have lots of graduate certificates that are rolling out. So we're really excited about this stackable option because, there's a lot of people who might not be ready for a full iMBA program. So you always have this option to try out a grad cert and have that credential. And then at a later time decide, oh, I really enjoyed this learning and I think I need a master's degree, and then you can bump it up from there. So all of these are possibilities within the Gies learner journey. This, obviously, you're all here to hear about the Master of Business Administration, but I just wanted to touch on all that stackability because there are options for you if you're not quite ready for the iMBA. Now, before we jump into this, I'm going to do one more poll because I'm just curious what has been holding you back? Why have you not pursued graduate education up until now? So I'm going to go ahead and activate this poll. It should be on the same link, and there's just a couple options. What's been holding you back from pursuing graduate education? While you're filling that out, just some quick facts on the MBA. So it comes in at just under $24K. So each credit hour is going to run this fall. We just raise the tuition a nominal amount, but it'll be $332 per credit hour. So each course runs around $13.28 US. So again, pay as you go model. You only pay for each course that you're registered for. So really great way to spread out payments. You can take anywhere from 24 to 36 months to complete our program, and a maximum of 5 years. So the graduate college does have that 5-year end date. So, our hope is that you finish in 2 to 3 years, and most of our students do. And then lastly, we have 5 start dates: January, March, May, August, and October. We just added that May start date this past summer. So I'm going to jump to the poll just so you all can see what the results are real quick. It looks like cost, time commitment, and then other. So if you put other, throw in the chat. I'm curious, and then maybe Allison, you can pipe in here in a little bit. But what is your other reason? I'm curious, because I know we're going to talk about costs, the online format. We're going to explain time commitment. I'm hoping Sai can tell you a little bit about that. But yeah, we'll definitely address all of those questions. Just a couple, details about the numbers of our students in the program. So the average age is around 37 with 11 years of work experience. So pretty mature population as far as work experience goes. We have all the US states represented, as well as 92 countries. And in case you're worried about the level of, companies that are represented in our programs, we have 70 Fortune 100 companies represented. So really great stats there. And then I'm hoping to hear from Sai at the end of this on some of his experience with return on investment. But we really like to share these great ROI facts about our students in the iMBA program. And first of all, 98% are very satisfied with the program. That number doesn't surprise me, but the next two are really excellent numbers. So 61% of our iMBA students, while they're actually in the program, receive a promotion, a job offer, or accept a new position in their time in the iMBA. So really amazing, direct result of the iMBA and what you're learning. And then the students experience an average pay increase of 22% during their time in the iMBA program. So I can't really, those stats, they stand for themselves. So Sai, can you talk a little bit about kind of where you have seen the most impact of the iMBA so far in your current career?
Sure. So looking at the poll results, that doesn't surprise me. Definitely, I think cost was definitely a big factor when I made my decision. I don't think how you can find a cheaper program than 24K than what Gies is offering. Like to give a little bit of background, I'm from India, and the cost of usually the cost of education in India is much cheaper than here in United States. And even the iMBA in India, if you have to do an MBA program in India and from a good university, it still costs you more than the amount that Gies is charging in United States. So definitely, I think cost should for iMBA program should not be a concern, because you cannot find any program cheaper than that. And in terms of quality, I think there's I personally, having been in this program, it's not that I'm paid to tell this, but I personally strongly feel that there's great quality in this program. I feel that I've learned a lot. So it's about like as I mentioned, I'm mostly in the tech background, so I work as an engineer. So the way that I view things after I have taken this program, especially there are finance courses, and there are accounting courses and many different things. So if you look at the current economy, the inflation report came up this morning, the CPI report. So all these I could clearly relate. So I never understood any article when I went and read the Wall Street Journal. I never used to understand a single term there before I took this program. Now I pretty much read Wall Street Journal every single day in the morning. So I think the way that I view everything around me has completely changed the perspective, even in my job, right? So even though I work as a software engineer, there are many business metrics that indirectly impact what needs to be done, what needs to be prioritized for each quarter. So earlier I used to look at it like, okay, something is given as a task to me and I have to hit that goal and done, without understanding the business implications behind it. So definitely after taking this program, now I understand things much more better, and I feel productive in my job. Though I haven't made a career switch to a business role. I'm still in an engineering role since I started this program, but I think definitely it increased my productivity by changing my perspectives on a lot of different things. And yeah, I think in personally, it also helped me with my finances and a lot of different things in many different ways that it's not easy to put in a couple of sentences. So definitely, in short, I think there's very cost effective and high quality program, and I always felt very happy about every single penny that I spent in this program so far. So regarding time commitment, I would like to just a little bit touch on that. So definitely, I think you have to dedicate some time from you have to manage your time a little bit. I know we all have most of the people who do this program also work as full-time employees somewhere. So they're not, most of them are not full-time students. So even I have a job. I was just attending this meeting in between work. So so everybody, so I know people have families and a lot of things to take care. So I think most people are worried and about whether they have enough time to spend, and they always take a step back, like, I mean, not make a decision to join the program. But I don't I think slight adjustments in our life can definitely make this fit this program into our lives. I don't think it's too complicated. At the same time, I think 10 to 15 hours of work a week. I mostly do my assignments. So all classes are recorded. So even though they happen during the week, so most of the time I don't get chance to attend that because of my work commitments. So they are recorded and they're posted on the website. So you can go and watch the videos. Usually classes also happen multiple times to accommodate people in different time zones. So you can try to attend one. It's always good if you can attend one, but I never find time. So I sit on the weekends and spend some time doing assignments and watching classes. I think I'm pretty much enjoying the course. I don't feel like, hey, I have to spend every 10 hours every week. So I think it depends. Some people even get it done sooner with 6 to 8 hours a week. Some people take 10, 15 hours. So I think usually the average is between 10, 15 hours you need in a week to finish this program. And as Kate mentioned, the beauty of this is you don't have to, I mean, if you just take two courses, so the time estimates that I gave are like if you take two courses for every quarter, but you can take, if you want to go slow, you can take one course and reduce the time commitment to less than 8 hours a week. So you can pace it yourself. Maybe you can start with one. If you feel like you have more time, you can speed it up. So yeah, I think that's my take. Hopefully I took longer time to answer. If I missed something,
No,
please
no,
ask.
that was great. And you actually addressed all of the other comments. So I'm really glad. Time, the rigor of the program, the different time zones, and how do you access classes. So, and we're going to touch on that again here in a little bit. So great answer. I did want to just jump back into the slides here real quick so that we can cover just what's included in the iMBA program. So for the iMBA, you will earn 72 credit hours. And so that's going to include 48 core courses, which is in the left box on your screen. That's going to be in your core business areas like strategic leadership, managerial economics, financial management. And then in addition to those specializations, which each have 3 courses within them, you're going to jump over to that right-hand box and get to choose 2 focus areas, which is really cool. You get to cater your MBA to your background. And then we even have an elective path. So if you say you want to do one of those focus areas, and then for your next one, you kind of like a couple different courses that in different specializations, you can go ahead and create your own elective path with which I think is really cool. And then in addition to those 6 specializations, which will total 18 courses, you will have to complete 2 capstone projects on 2 of those 3 course sequences or specializations that you completed. And what those do, those are, and actually, Sai, have you done a capstone project already?
Not yet.
Not
I've
yet. Okay.
started my elective courses, but haven't done capstone.
Okay, so a capstone project basically is a 1 to 2 week project in between our 8-week terms where you're going to reflect on everything that you learned in those 3 courses and do a small project with, I think it's like 4 to 5 other students. So that's what a capstone project is, 2 of those. And then you'll have 1 program capstone project right before you graduate. That's going to be a month-long project where you'll work with your professor on a specific topic, and then you'll present that project to your peers. So that's kind of a great wrap up to your time in the iMBA program right before you graduate, which we're really excited. This week is graduation, so I'm getting ready to head over there tomorrow and the next day. And so we're so excited to see all the students walk across the stage, which isn't a possibility, just so you know that. You are able to walk across the stage either in May or December. And then we also have a really fantastic virtual ceremony, which is really great too. So okay, so let's talk about just what's included in our coursework. And there's two main components. One is the Coursera component, and these are called MOOCs, or Massive Online Open Courses. They are on the Coursera platform. You may have taken one of these before, which is amazing. You can audit these for free on Coursera, or you can pay a subscription fee and earn a certificate on that platform. If you've done that, great, and you have that certificate, we will migrate that progress over as an admitted student, and you'll earn that credit or that completion credit in your course. So you wouldn't have to necessarily repeat that. But these MOOCs are made up of pre-recorded videos from our faculty members, self-assessed quizzes, there's some self-graded assignments, as well as peer evaluations. So sorry about that. The Coursera MOOCs actually act kind of as your textbook in the larger Gies course. If you add that into the other component, which is the high engagement component, or the Gies component, this is going to build on those two MOOCs, or Massive Online Open Courses, and the content that you've already kind of learned with those. I'm going to ask Sai here in a minute how he likes to work the high engagement component and the Coursera components, but a lot of students like to do kind of the MOOC that goes along the week before, but he'll tell us a little bit about that here in a minute. But the high engagement component is going to give you those real world projects and scenarios that your professor will provide to pull through all those concepts that you've learned through those MOOCs and in your live sessions. So included in this is a live lecture each week that's around 90 minutes. As I said, these are offered at 2 to 3 times in a day, so that all of our global participants can have a time that works for them. So don't be nervous about that. And we do record them, and a lot of people watch the recordings. I would recommend going to the live classes. I think that's where a lot of the collaboration interaction happens. But we understand people are busy, and sometimes you just can't make it. So, and that's totally fine. You will also have group projects where you'll work with 4 to 5 other students in each group. The professor will have varying amounts of these projects in their classes. And then lastly, you'll have faculty office hours, which I've heard is just a really amazing part of the program, where you can be in front of your professor during their office hours, along with some other students, ask your questions, listen to other people's questions. So just another great resource to interact and be, right in front of your professor. So together, these MOOCs and the high engagement component, they work together, and that's how you earn your 4 credit hours of transcript credit. So, Sai, I'm going to turn it over to you. How have you balanced the Coursera component and then the high engagement component?
Sure. So I do it little aggressively. So you don't have to do it, but I'll just tell you how I do it. So usually you get in an year you have close to 5 quarters. So I think 2 in the spring, 1 in the summer, and 2 in the fall. So if you do 2 courses each quarter, it's like 10 courses in a year. So in between quarters you get a week of break. So at in that week, and also you get like I think 3 to 4 weeks in summer as a summer break. So I what usually do is even before the next semester starts, I fully complete the Coursera component even before the semester starts, so that I don't have to be on schedule. So usually you just have to finish. So the course is usually 8 weeks. So the Coursera component is also 8 weeks. So before you watch the live session, it's usually suggested to finish the Coursera week component, that week's content in Coursera before you attend live lecture, so that you can follow along with the real world cases. So I just try to keep ahead of schedule. I just finish them ahead of time, but it's not necessary. Just that if something comes in between work, and if I don't have much time in that week, maybe I don't want to fall behind on schedule, because most of the time you'll have assignments and things like that. So I just want to keep the week for the high engagement schedule and finish course ahead of time. But anyways, I think that's not, I mean, you don't have to do that. Even if you plan, if you are a week or two ahead of schedule in the Coursera component, you should be good. And yeah, as Kate mentioned, definitely there will be 2 to 3 sessions during the day. So I think somebody posted in the chat, they live in PST, you don't have to worry about time zone. So one class happens in the morning in CST, so that people in different time zone, maybe it's night in India or China or different countries, so they can join. And one class happens in the evening, so it happens at different times of the day, so you get a chance to join. And they are recorded and they're posted, so you can watch them. So I mostly watch the classes. For office hours, they also have most of the office hours are, at least one office hour is available in the weekend on Saturday or Sunday. Most of the time there might be even two that are there in the weekend, which you can join, where you can ask all the questions. The professor will be there. So let's say if you did not get a chance to attend live session and you did not get a chance to ask questions, so you can join the office hours and ask as many questions. So usually, even if the office hours runs late, you professor stays back to answer, fully answer all the questions. And like, it's not like, okay, you get 1 hour and then you're done. So usually professors are generous to answer back all the questions. So yeah, I think that's pretty much sums it, unless I missed something.
I have two questions. One question. So can you, are the exams proctored, or how are the exams given? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Exams. So exams are not proctored. It's based on honor system. So MBA is like a professional program. Everybody is expected to honor the policy. So it's not like somebody will monitor you if you're copying or cheating or not. So, but you are expected to do that before the exam starts. They ask you to just sign saying that, okay, uh, I'm following all the ethics. I'm not cheating or anything. So what was the other question, Kate?
My other question was, oh, can you describe what, like an example of a group project, what that would
Group
be like?
project.
Mhm.
So group, you'll be formed into teams. So what happened for a group project is that when the course starts in the first week, you'll answer a survey asking to which time zone are you in, and what are the times that you prefer to meet with your team. Is it like during weekdays, weekends? So you pick up, you select your preferred times, and you also mention your time zone. And then the course instructors make you into groups. So they make sure to follow that survey. Let's say they try to make sure people in similar time zone are grouped together so that they can communicate well. So of course, this program is international, and sometimes you might have a somebody outside United States in the group. And the teams meet. So you'll be given a group project. So usually it'll be analyzing a real world case of let's say if it's a finance course, you'll be asked to analyze some companies finance statements like balance sheets, income statements, and things like that. If it's a strategic course, you'll be asked with. So the recent course that I finished this week is the strategy course. So to give an example, the team project was evaluating, so if Apple should invest in electric car, should they invest in electric car and get into the market. So it is a kind of strategy problem. You have to think through whether what are the pros and cons, what is the market value, how much Apple can gain, and what are the risks associated with that. So this is kind of group project where you meet with your team and try to do some research and try to do some analysis and try to come up with a presentation that says, okay, hey, this is why Apple should do it, or this is why Apple should not do it. So another team project can be like whether Volkswagen should combine their groups so that and develop a EV car together, because Volkswagen has many brands like Audi, Volkswagen inside that. So a team project will mostly be like a real world scenario or a case where you have to go and analyze and present it. So you meet with your group over the course of your 8 weeks. So there'll be some checkpoints in between where you submit part of the project that you have finished so far, and then and then end of the course you also evaluate your teammates to try to see if everybody contributed. If somebody is not contributing, then of course they have to be penalized. So everybody takes a survey and rates their peers. So that's how the team projects work.
Awesome. Very great explanation. So thanks for those examples. Hopefully you're seeing this next slide of some faculty sessions that I just wanted to kind of give you a glimpse into what it looks like. And if you're curious on how we deliver this innovative content, a lot of it has to do with the team of individuals that we have teaching as well as supporting our program. So just a little glimpse into this, we have 74 plus faculty members who teach in online programs. They have many years of experience as working professionals and tenured professors. We also have 250 TAs that help within the courses, as well as 55 from our team, Gies staff members in teaching and learning. So there's just a lot of heads that come together to create the content that we share and teach to thousands of people all over the world. On average, they complete 40 live sessions each week and to date, we've had 19,000 videos created, including those MOOCs and different videos. So they create these. That one picture in the middle is one of our studios. We have 6 current studios with 7 more to come in the near future as we break ground very shortly on a brand new business facility on the business campus. So we're all really, really excited about that. Sai, I'm putting you on the spot here. Who has been your favorite professor so far and why?
Maybe Professor Octay.
Tough choices, I'm sure.
Yeah, so of course, it's tough to pick, but I would say Octay.
Octay, okay.
Yeah, the accounting professor. So he has this funny thing. So he asks anybody can come up and sing a song in the class as the class starts, and you'll be getting an extra credit if you sing a song in the class. So I found it really some stress
Super
buster
fun.
in between the
Yeah.
course, in between the class, and he also teaches well. He makes it very easy and very nice to interact with him. So yeah.
Excellent. We have actually up on our YouTube page, we have an Octay mock class. So if you're interested in seeing him, he didn't sing a song, but you can just get a glimpse into
he
his.
doesn't sing a song. He asks us to sing a song.
Yeah, okay. Nobody sang in that live class because they didn't know him, but yes, that wasn't in our class. But yeah, he's excellent. Okay, in the sake of time, I'm going to kind of fly through these last few, but I really want to touch on networking in the program because I know that this is a common question. How do I connect in this virtual environment? And we have many opportunities. So there's some that are Gies led, like iConnects. These are held across the United States. They're designed to help you expand your network. Typically we'll bring in a speaker, sometimes we don't, but someone from their leadership team or myself or something, one of our faculty members will be there. Great opportunity. We host those all over domestically and occasionally internationally. Immersions, these are great domestic or international opportunities to work on a project with a group at a company in a community. So then you will be also interacting with various stakeholders in the community. We just did one in Houston in person where ExxonMobil was the host company. And then they worked with a lot of other, they met with NASA and other companies and stakeholders in the community. And then on the last day, they presented to Exxon their findings. It's a little bit of a competition. So I've heard it. I mean, I was there. It was pretty intense. Just so you know, these do have an extra cost involved. And if you are in the iMBA program, they can count as one of your capstone projects. So kind of a cool advantage. Sai, did you do one of these yet? Have you done an immersion?
I wanted to do one, but did not get a chance so far.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes it is an application process and we only have so many spots too. So keep that in mind. And then lastly, the iConverge. iConverge is our kickoff event every year in the fall, coming up in September, where we invite everybody, all of our online students and alumni to campus for professional development, networking, a lot of fun, football game. I highly recommend coming to that if you're able to. And then on the flip side, the students really network themselves a lot. We often refer to our students as being part of a Gies family. And when you think about our mature population of students, they're really invested in their education. Everybody brings lots to the table, but is really into meeting new people and networking in the program. So upon admission, you'll have access to Workplace, which is our kind of a Facebook group just for online students. It's student led, where they help each other with study groups, study guides, job searches. Hey, look at me, I just graduated, and reflections on their time with us, all kinds of things. But just a really great resource in the program. through the workplace, a lot of students create student-led meetups, and that has kind of taken us down. Like Houston, I know has a big group of students. There's certain areas that have meetups all the time. So as they start meeting these students that live close, they continue to meet with them, and then you have a homegrown network in your community. Group work, I know I've talked with students where they become lifelong friends with some of the students that are in their groups. You have some choices with groups, and then you're assigned to some groups in the program. So you kind of get a little bit of both in the program. And then lastly, the ambassador and the new student guide program. The ambassador program is what Cy does. Lots of opportunities there to interact with prospective students, also to share your story with us, quotes, social media kind of ideas or posts, and a lot of times being part of panels and just helping us out with recruitment in a sense, and for, you know, in a little, I guess, a small way. So, and then the new student guide program is our onboarding program where they help students just kind of navigate starting as a new student, getting through those first, sometimes difficult steps. So what's your favorite way to network, Cy, in the program? What has been most impactful to you?
Definitely in person is always better. So I try to attend the iConnects. So I attended the Houston one. So where people all over the Texas came in there. So I think iConverge is also happens once in a year. I think it happens in September. So I had to miss last time, planning to attend this time. But apart from that, I think all the workplace groups, there are local meetups that happen all the time. Uh, I live in Austin, so they happen mostly in Dallas and Houston. So I try to attend them once in a while. So where you get to meet all these people and chat. Yeah, I think the team projects also is where you can network, especially the team projects. Most of the time what happens is you don't work with the same people in every course. So it's like you do 10 courses, so you meet like 50 people because the team is of size at least 5 people. So the team projects are also a good way to network, like not just do the project, but you also get to learn each other. And yeah, so I think workplace definitely is a platform where there's lots of things going on, where of course, but this is all virtual. Yeah, I think there are definitely opportunities. I think lot of people especially are worried. I know networking is a very important aspect of any MBA program. A lot of people, I also heard stories where people do MBA just for networking. So definitely, I think people are worried in an online setting if there's enough networking opportunities. But I would say there are. So we don't have to worry too much about that.
Excellent. I kind of quickly flashed through some of those pictures, but this slide shows just a couple meetups. In fact, that middle one was in Colombia. So they do happen all over the world. So, okay, let's just keep jumping through so I can get to the application requirements. We do have a student and academic success team. This is our advising team. As soon as you are an admitted student and you've started up with your classes, you're able to meet with them. They'll help you with your degree planning, any kind of advice, you know, which courses to pair up. They're great, and it's a great resource in the program. Okay, application requirements. So I just wanted to touch on these briefly. I had another poll, but I think for the sake of time, let's just make sure you understand what is expected in the application. It shouldn't take you a long time. I think our application is pretty simple and straightforward. You'll need a resume, 1 to 2 page brief resume, overview of your work experience. We don't need tons and tons of other details. We're really just looking at that in your education. We do require a bachelor's degree with a minimum GPA of 3.0. With that, we'll just need the unofficial transcripts and a copy or a scanned picture of that for your application. If admitted, we will need official transcripts from your university to go directly to the grad college. International universities, if your mark sheets and your certificate of degree are not in English, we will also need the English translation. The minimum work experience requirement is 3 years for the iMBA program, and I'm going to talk a little bit about another option here for students who maybe don't quite meet that. We also require a personal statement. The prompt is in the application, but we're really just looking to get to know you a little bit. This is your chance to shine and tell us something that we can't learn from just your application. We want to see what your goals are and why this program is going to help you reach those goals. So don't be shy in your personal statement. There's an optional essay for those that maybe want to explain a low GPA from your undergrad, or maybe a gap in work experience. And then lastly, we need 2 professional letters of recommendation. Now, people get nervous about this requirement. Please don't. We really just need the name and email of somebody who, hopefully at least one of them is someone who's supervised you or managed you either now or previously. And we just need their name and email. We actually send them a form right as soon as you put their name and email in, and it's really simple for them to fill out, not a huge time commitment. So don't be nervous about asking somebody to fill this out. I'm sure they're going to support you, and you can assure them it's not going to take them a lot of time. They also can write a letter, their own letter if they'd like. It gives them that option to upload that instead. Lastly, for international students, we do require for certain countries an English test. So you'll need to make sure you satisfy that test. If you have questions about that, though, feel free to reach out to us. There's definitely some exemptions. You can write an optional essay if you're unable to obtain that test. So just reach out to us and we'll talk about those options. No GRE or GMAT are required. And lastly, we do have 2 scholarship opportunities. One is in partnership with Coursera that reimburses 70% tuition if awarded. Pretty competitive. It's need and diversity based, focused on making our programs more accessible to also impact our global community as well. And then we have the Forte Scholarship, which is awarded to 1 female each term. Forte Fellows exhibit exemplary leadership. They represent diverse backgrounds, and they also are pretty dedicated to advancing women in business. So, excuse me, that one will reimburse $20,000 of the tuition. So another great option. And then lastly, the PAT track. So the performance-based admissions track is what I was referring to a little bit ago. This is for students who maybe don't meet that 3.0 GPA, or maybe you have a big gap in your work experience. Maybe you're just wanting to try out the program. All great options are reasons to go down the PAT track. Same application process, same review process. If awarded, you would take 3 courses that are required courses. You have to earn a B or better in at least 2 of the 3 and an overall GPA of 3.0, and then we'll automatically admit you. So not a lot of other programs have an opportunity like this. So it's a great opportunity to maybe award students who maybe had an undergrad experience that they would have liked to repeat possibly, but now you're down the road, you have 10+ years of experience maybe, and you're mature and you've got great experience. We want to give you a chance to be able to advance your learning too. So this is a perfect opportunity for you. Review times take us 1 to 2 weeks. And by that time, you'll hear from us with either a missing materials email, a interview, invitation to interview, or a decision. So those are the options within 1 to 2 weeks. Quick note about the I. The I refers to the delivery only of your degree. So it's an online degree, and we refer to that with the I. So the iMBA, the IMSA, the IMSM. It is not noted on your transcript or your degree certificate. So sometimes we get that question, like, is this going to be, say online degree? No, you are earning your master's in business administration, and you will have a diploma from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. So holds the same weight as an MBA, any MBA. So we just like to make sure that you understand that, because we do get a lot of questions on that. Okay, lastly, you just heard a lot of information, and I know that you have a lot of choices when it comes to online education. Just throwing up here a few more reasons to support why Gies. We talked about all of these things, but you'll have the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign Alumni Network, as well as the resources from that to support you. Our programs are super flexible. I hope that you have a little bit of a better understanding of that through our time today. But really, it can fit in, and you can fit education in with all of your other life commitments. It's affordable. We've already talked about that. Less than $24K, and you can earn an MBA. Pretty amazing. And the networking, we touched on that. It's easy. Even though it's a virtual environment, you are going to have many opportunities to network. So we would just love for you to join us and join our Gies family. If you're interested in applying, fall 2023 applications are open now. Submit by June 1st if you are interested in scholarship, and then any of these benefits on your screen. So the sooner that you apply, the sooner that you're admitted, which means the sooner you can get started with us and your coursework. So that is all of our slides today. I have one last poll that I'm going to throw up there while I stop sharing my screen. I hope you learned a lot today, and I would just want to know how you're feeling about your understanding of the MBA program. If you're not feeling good, please tell us and throw those questions in the chat, but let us know how you're feeling. And then I'm just going to check out the chat and the Q&A, just to make sure we didn't miss any. Sai, did you see any questions in there that you could answer?
The chat.
Yes.
I think a lot of questions were around Pat, which I think you answered.
Okay.
I
Hey,
think I
Mark.
converge. I think. Go ahead.
I just see one of our, I met Mark yesterday, and he's here asking questions, so I'm
Okay.
glad he's here. What were you going to say? Did you see any other questions?
I think Allison did a good job in answering most.
Okay.
Hopefully, we did not miss anything.
Awesome. I see one question about application cost. So the application for domestic is $70 and international is $90. If you have trouble with that, reach out to us. We can work through that with you. Cool. Okay, so I'm looking at our poll. Sai, you've got some interesting background noise going. Oh, you're good. You can leave it on. It sounds like a truck is in your backyard.
There's some construction that's going on in the community, so sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, I feel like we've gotten most of our questions answered. Allison, any other common themes that we need to just clarify?
We have someone in the Q&A asking about the math classes that are involved as an iMBA student.
Sai, can you speak to that?
You said math classes?
Math. So
there are no.
yeah.
Yeah, there are finance and accounting courses that involves math. There are nothing like actual math courses, but I think there are the finance courses and accounting courses need some math. But I don't think it's so complicated that you need some calculus or something. It's just basic algebra that you should not you don't have to struggle too much with. I think simple basic math, nothing that involves complicated things like calculus. And most of it is also Excel, so we don't do it on paper. Like if you have to compute something or if you have to do anything, so we use Excel a lot. So it's like just using the right function name. You don't have to like sit down and write on paper or compute it yourself. You just need to know what Excel function to use. And usually instructors provide some extra videos if there is some Excel work. Like they recognize that not all people are familiar with Excel based on whatever background that you're coming from. So usually on Coursera and also on the high engagement component, which is on Canvas. So you usually get extra videos on the Excel component if there is any that involves math. So in short, you don't have to worry too much if you're not too good in math.
Excellent. I'm sure everybody's happy to hear that. Cool. I think we've got all of our questions answered. I'm just flashing this poll back up here. Thank you for answering that. It looks like most people are green. If you're in the yellow and you don't feel better about the iMBA program, reach out to me. I'm happy to talk to you about your goals and any questions that you have. Real quick, this last screen just has our QR code up there again if you want to contact us. Our email and our phone number is on there as well. But thank you so much for being here. We love when our students come and join these webinars and ask such great questions like you did today. And Sai, I really appreciate your time today. Thank you for being here and sharing your experience. It sounds pretty awesome, like you're having a great time. So thank you so much for being here. And Allison in the chat, great job as always. So yeah, we hope to hear from you soon. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day, evening, morning, wherever you're located. And we hope to talk to you soon. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.